Hey guys, it's LuigiMan20 here, playing a game that I've had for a while, but I haven't really played much of. I only have about 10 hours of gameplay. It's called FTL, Faster Than Light, and this game is kind of just like it's like a spacey kind of game. You'll see when I start to play it. So right now we are in like the ship hangar bay, I guess. And what we get to do in here is we get to name our ship. We can choose our ship. I only have 2 unlocked. You have to unlock them by playing. I have the Kestrel here. It's called the Kestrel. I accidentally renamed it, so it renamed it to the nameless one. And then there's the Taurus here. I'm going to go with the Kestrel because it's the default ship. I actually unlocked the Taurus, I think. You just unlock it by playing a game and dying, I guess. So yeah, so I'm going to rename the Kestrel here. I'll just name it the Luigi Master 500? 500? Why not? Luigi Master 500. Hide rooms, nope. So I have a Burst Laser Mark II and an Artemis. Those are my 2 weapons that I get to start with. I've unlocked 1 achievement, have every system and subsystem installed on the Kestrel cruiser at one time. And I have 2 more to go. The United Federation have 6 unique aliens on the Kestrel cruiser simultaneously. And Tough Little Ship as the Kestrel cruiser. Repair back to full health when it only has 1 HP remaining. So those 2 are going to be kind of hard to get because it requires like luck, I guess. And then you also get crew members. The Kestrel starts out with 3. And the other one starts out with 3 also. So I have 3 humans here. The Taurus starts off with 2 energies and a human, but I'll get to the Taurus when I play through that ship as well. So you could also rename your crew members, and I just like to name them to make it easier. Pilot. So I have Pilot there. I have Shields. So I have Pilot, Shields. I'll make Shields a female, why not? And I get weapons. Weapons. Why can't I spell right now? Weapons. There you go. So I have a pilot, a shields person, and a weapons person. Okay, so I'm going to play on easy mode because normal is really, really hard. This game only has easy and normal, so it's more like normal and hardcore. So I'm just going to go from here. Okay, so right away, the data you carry is vital to the remaining Federation fleet. You'll need supplies for the journey, so make sure to explore each sector before moving to the next. But get to the exit before the pursuing rebel fleet can catch up. Tip: solar flares will cause hull damage in addition to starting fires. Make sure your shields are up to help mitigate this effect. Okay, so this is what the game pretty much looks like as you play. So this is our ship, the Kestrel, what we just saw in the hangar. We have 10% evade here, 100% oxygen. In here we have, or up here I should start from the top and just work my way down. So we have hull. This is like our ship, current hull integrity. If it drops to 0, the ship is destroyed. So this is like our health bar, kind of. Our shields, we're allowed up to 4 shields, each one requiring 2 power bars. These are power bars here. I'll just put 2 power bars into there and then rearrange it. So that one's always on. We don't need the Artemis because it is a missile launcher. The burst laser just shoots out energy, I should say, so it doesn't really need ammo. The Artemis, however, is a missile launcher, and it uses missiles from up here. We also have fuel up here. 16 fuel, so we can jump 16 times. We have 8 missiles, so we can only shoot 8 missiles, which is why I'm not ever going to power this. Well, I'm going to power it up, but only when I need it. And we get drone parts, but that's for later in the game, so I'll discuss that later. So right away, oh, and then we also have scrap up here. And we have 30 scrap. Scrap is like the money and the money system of the game. So we get more scrap as we play, and then we can buy things with it at stores that we find later on in the game. And then if I go into the ship menu, we can upgrade our ship straight from here. We can also make other upgrades from stores, but you can't do that until you find a store, so you actually have to jump. And then you can see our crew list. We can dismiss crew, which we don't want to do right now because we only have 3. Oh yeah, speaking of that, I should put shields on the shields and weapons on the weapons. That's why I named them that way. so it's easier to manage crew. Because the longer they stay on a certain in a certain room, the more they level up. So as you can see from this menu here, at the top there's the little thing that looks like a pilot, then there's the engines, then the shields, then the weapons, and then repairing and fighting, and those level up the more they do them. So if I keep weapons in the weapons room, he will level up his weapons, and if I keep shields in the shields room, level up her shields, which is why I named them that way, so it's easier to keep track of them. And then this is all the equipment that we have at the moment. We only have the burst laser and the Artemis. We can get drones in the future. We can carry some cargo, which is just like excess that we can't put in the weapons. And then augmentations, which I'll explain later in the game. So without any further ado, let's jump to our first location. And I feel it would be best to jump down first. So it used up 1 fuel there, and it pauses us as it reads us this message. By the time you notice the rebel ship behind the beacon, it's too late to avoid a fight. Continue. So I'm going to immediately pause the game, because that's usually what you do, and I'm going to assess the situation. So we are fighting a class rebel rigger, and the relationship is hostile, so they are attacking us at the moment. So what we should do is attack them back. They have a drone. This is what drones look like. They have drone systems right there. And the drone is just going to shoot us, which is not going to cause any damage because it shoots really slow. But in combination with their weapons, it can wreak havoc on our ship at this early stage of the game. Okay, so we're just going to focus our fire, the burst laser fire, onto their weapons. And hopefully make it out unscathed. Okay, so they got the first shot off, and just like that, see their drone took damage, damaged us because we have 1 shield, so their laser took out our shield and then gave the drone an opportunity to attack. But we are doing work on this rebel rigger here. It had 6 to start off. We already got it down to 4 health. Take out the drone, and they're trying to jump away by firing up their FTL systems. So to counteract that, we take out their piloting system, either their piloting system or their engines. I always go for the piloting system because it's 100% effective. The engines, sometimes they still manage to jump away somehow with their engines off. Okay, so the ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap material. So we got 2 fuel from that fight, a missile, and 21 scrap. So that was pretty good. And then this thing just kind of floats away off into space. And that is what our first fight will look like. So we are going to try to upgrade our shields first, because it's best to have defense, and jump to the next sector. We took 1 hull damage there, which isn't bad actually, because considering they had drones at this early stage of the game, which usually doesn't happen, but I did change it to easy, right? Hopefully. Okay. So you detect an automated rebel scout attacking a small refueling outpost. So we can intervene to defend the outpost or avoid the conflict. I think it's best to intervene because we have to help defend because we're good guys and they're bad guys and they're attacking innocent civilians. We will save them. Detecting the higher threat, the automated ship moves in to engage your ship. And this is an auto scout, so it doesn't have any oxygen, it doesn't have any crew on their ship. So I don't really have to worry about that. So if I take out a system, it doesn't repair. Usually, unless they have like repair drones and stuff. So I will take out their weapons first. All they have is an ion cannon, which does some damage to us. Ooh, I guess without 2 shields, it's bad. Okay, so good thing we took out their weapons, because the ion cannon disables a system for a certain amount of time, but doesn't do any damage. So it disabled our shields for a second. And then giving the whole laser, which can't penetrate shields, a chance to attack, since the ion cannon disabled the shields. And we are not able to attack. Not able to land a single hit. So what evade does is it allows them to dodge attacks. So this ship probably has a higher evade than the accuracy of our cannon has. Oh, and see, sometimes they are able to repair, but they're a lot slower than if they had a human on board or some crew. But we took them out anyway, so it's okay. Ship breaks apart and you quickly salvage what you can. So we got missiles and stuff there, and then since it was like a mission kind of, we saved that outpost. The outpost rewards us. The outpost hails you after the scout was destroyed. Thanks for the help. We've been harassed non-stop by those scouts. Take this on the house. So they gave us 3 fuel, a drone part, and 20 scrap. So all in all, that was actually really good. Intervening there. We got a bunch of free stuff, and all we had to do was take out a relatively easy automated scout, which only did 2 damage to us. And we can buy another power bar and power up the shields. We could take the med bay offline because we only need that as people need to heal. And put weapons back on the weapons. Yeah, so the med bay heals injured crew, but it doesn't need to be powered all the time, which is why I take the power off and put it into the shield. So now we have 2 shields, which means it's harder for them to sink any blows on us, which is very good. So you arrive at the distress beacon near a small asteroid belt and find a ship with pirate markings partially crushed between 2 large rocks. Must have been illegally mining the belt without proper equipment. So we could try to dislodge it by shooting at the rocks, or destroy it and loot the ship. They're just pirates. We'll be good guys and try to dislodge it. You fire a few volleys into the rock and it starts to shudder and break apart. Without shields, the pirate ship takes a beating, but eventually pulls free. They thank you for your assistance. They gave us 3 fuel, a drone part, and 19 scrap. And probably in the future we'll go and plunder an innocent ship, but we can stop them when the time comes. Okay, so now a pawnbroker has set up a shop at the obscure beacon. He might be offering something worth looking at. So we could trade 3 missiles for 3 drone parts. Normally I would take that deal, but since we don't even have a drone control system yet, it's not worth it. So I just declined, because drone parts cost more than fuel, so it would be good to trade something that's cheaper in scrap value if we were at a shop for something that's more expensive. It's just more economical that way. We could always buy more missiles, but we don't even have drone control yet, so we don't really need it. We need the missiles more in case something gets hairy. So this is on the jump map. You can see now that the Federation is catching up to us, and this is where they are now, and this is where they're going to be when they jump next. And if they catch up to us, we have to fight them, and they are OP at this stage. They are pretty powerful, so we really don't want to do that yet. So that's why we jump forward and never backwards, because then, well, backwards in some situations, but usually never backwards, because then it won't catch up as fast. Okay, so now this ship. Scans show a remote settlement being blockaded by a pirate ship. This ship hastily messages you, "Stay out of this or you'll be next. Concentrate fire on..." Okay, now we can either attack them or ignore them. We are going to attack them. You asked for it. They pulled away from the planet and move in to engage. So since we are such good guys, we took the aggro off the planet, and now they're attacking us. Okay, so I'm going to burst laser their weapons. And immediately, alright, we give up. We're terrible at this pirating thing anyway. Maybe this is the people that we just saved. Probably. Okay, so we can let them go, and they will give us 2 fuel, a drone part, and 12 scrap. Or we can piracy cannot be forgiven and attack them. We're going to try to play through this very nicely, so we will let them go. But if we had killed them, the planet probably would have given us some stuff. Oh, I should have killed them. Whatever, you live and you learn, right? Next time we come across a situation like that, which we probably will, because this game is very repetitive like that, we will save them. Probably not through this playthrough, though. The next time we play through the map, maybe on normal or something. Okay, so scanners are showing intelligent life forms on a nearby planet. No match for them can be found in the databases, so we can investigate or ignore it. We're going to investigate. You'll land a small shuttle in an enormous field, whose only occupants are small, brightly colored, 6-legged horse-like animals. Could they be what your scans pick up? So we should try to communicate peacefully. You try to communicate in every possible way, but they just stand there, silently judging you with their large, expressionless eyes. You prepare to leave, so we continue. So that was just a waste. I guess sometimes they can be like intelligent and they can join your crew. Other times they can attack your crew and kill them. And if we had taken one on board, we could have probably sold them, or they could have killed our crew. Those things are always iffy. You have to kind of get lucky with your choices there. Okay, so you arrive in an asteroid belt to discover that a rebel automated scout has been stationed here. Prepare for a fight. So in an asteroid belt, asteroids come and they can pierce. They pretty much act as like a shot except it's not coming from them, it's just coming from space. So it can hurt my shields, it can hurt my ship, it can damage my crew. So asteroid belts aren't the best thing to be in. There's a lot of situations where like Mother Nature is just as bad as the enemy threat. Okay, so let's take out these guys. So we can attack their weapons first. Because they have, look at all that power they have. They have missiles, which pierce shields. They don't even have to, they go straight through the shields. And then they also had a hull beam, which, or not a hull beam, just like a laser, I guess, which damages my shields and then would leave asteroids available. Look at all these asteroids pelting me. Asteroids available to damage my ship. So since I took off their shields, they are now vulnerable and are taking damage from the asteroids and now are dead. Okay, the ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap material. Continue. And now let's jump out of here as quickly as this came, because we really don't want to take any damage. Jump. And let's jump to here. Okay, so after a short time you receive a message. Hello, I hope it's not a bother, but I'm looking for an escort to a nearby system. This region is quite dangerous and our ship is not well armed. So let's accept. Great, take this bit of fuel as down payment and we'll be one step behind you following your jump signatures. Don't want to take any risks now, do we? So they added that, and we just have to jump them out of this sector to the exit and to the next one. But we will do that next episode, guys. Thanks for watching. Click like if you like this, and subscribe for more. Bye.